met him. So I've not long had this radio, and it is pretty much new, so it's good to know that it's been bang on frequency by the sound of it. So yeah, I'll let you carry on, Michael, get some more stations in. I was doing a bit of DXing last night, I tried to get in as many as I could in an hour. So I'll let you carry on, thanks for letting me in, and I wish you good DX tonight.
Yes, okay, not a problem there, Paul. Very, very good indeed there. I'm glad you found me on this oddball section frequency. I know I'm a bit off the zero mark there, you know, but I found a nice spot with enough that, if you like, space on either side of the frequency to give me a chance to hear signals properly. And often that's the case. People tend to end up on even numbers like 149 or 150, but very, very often I just noticed I'm on 7149.76. I'm just going to move it back, and there's on 75 now. And I often find that it makes a hell of a difference to be prepared to split the frequencies down just a little bit more. 73 Paul's best wishes to Ireland, best wishes of the Atlantic coast here at the English Coffin Island. Catch you soon again. Mike 7, Papa Lima Victor, Echo India 0, Charlie. I'm on the boat here, America Mobile but remote from EI0C.
Yeah, all good on that, Michael. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, that's what your VFO is for, isn't it? You can just tune up down a little bit and try and get away from the BQRM either side or something. Alright, Michael, take it easy. 7-3, take it easy. Bye.
Yeah, cheers, Paul. Cheers, best wishes. Bye-bye. The Gulf Whiskey 4, go ahead. I heard you there, man, the Gulf Whiskey 4, I didn't get the rest of it, the Gulf Whiskey 4.
Echo, your 519 plus 10 is East Wales, the city of Newport. Microphone back to you. Golf Whiskey 8. Whiskey. Golf Bravo 8, Oscar Victor Juliet, EI3 CDB.
Yeah, okay. No problems whatsoever.
Thank you.
Again on Monday. So that's the setup here. So lovely signal despite the traffic coming in on the side. EI3 CTB, Golf Bravo 8, Oscar Victor
TB8 double PK, EI3 CTB.
Platform 2 Echo 000 Papa. We need to my name is Victor. Victor is my name. Code of 40. 2 Echo 000 Papa. On radio Charlie 7 Kilo Yankee. Radio Charlie 7 Kilo Yankee. 2 Echo 0 Sierra Papa Papa. Brazil Victor same here. Maciek Mike Alpha Charlie India Echo Kilo Maciek. Located to the northeast coast of England. Okay. You're kind of a nice chap from the port of all over.
Yeah, Roger, Bob. Thanks very much for returning on the call. Echo India 3 Golf Romeo Bravo. Golf Papa Echo 1 Mike Echo Whiskey Portal. I'm running 30 watts battery powered in a T5RP. Approximately 10 meters above ground between the trees. And it's a Fox Echo 850 national watch. I just learned a couple of months several weeks ago that there's a wide development of electric services.
Good copy from your station. You are 5 and 9, sometimes a little bit more, but I'm putting in a lot of your long skip, well, in from Europe, but you're doing good, Winkle. This side I'm on the Hermes right too, here.
7.5 miles just southwest of Belfast in Northern Ireland. And I think it's Derek. Well, it won't be so far from you. As the crow flies in Glasgow, Derek, it's not that far, but it's lovely to get a good run here. We were right up at the UK and all around there tonight, and lovely to get Glasgow in as well. So, Derek, on the next hour, I'll give you a signal and audio report. As I say, the operator name here is Bill or William. Back to you. Mike 0 Kilo X-ray Victor from Mike. Italy 0 Tango Lima Golf. Derek, how copy?
Hi Bill, you're 5 and 9 plus 20 here. I'm just about 10 miles southwest of Glasgow in a village called Neilston. I'm running an FT710, roughly about 100 watts, into a compromised end-fed half-wave. Over.
Well, it's 5-9 plus 15. Derek, no problem at all. Hey, you're wall-to-wall, local station, but you're only over, as the crow flies, you're not that far away. I'm running an FTDX 5000 MP, running a big, large loop antenna. It's about a quarter of a mile long. We have old telegraph poles, Derek, and we stole them out over the field and put extensions on them, and we put a bit of wire on it, and that's what I'm talking to you on tonight. But the whole thing comes to about a quarter of a mile long, 1,265 feet to be precise, and about 48 feet in the air. We feed it with a 4-to-1 current balun, thick coax into a PAL Star HF auto tuner, and we talk to the four corners of the world with it. Anyway, Derek, back it goes, yeah, and hopefully we're still holding up there. Mike 0 Kilo X-ray Victor from MI 0 TLG.
Hi Bill, you're still holding up. I'm kind of jealous of you. I'm not out of room to do it. I've got about a 50-metre garden here, but because of the trees I can't get too much up. But your audio is absolutely brilliant. I was just wondering how mine is, because I'm using a headset at the moment. I just got a cheap Cost SB40 with dynamic element over.
That is 100%. I have no issues at all with it. It's really, really good. So don't touch anything. Come microphone, I'm actually working an Electro Voice RE27 November Delta, and that's the story this end. WX here today has been fantastic. Very pleasurable. At the beginning of the week here, Derek, we had weather here. It was very, very hot, and it was hard to stick. You know, we're not far up north like yourselves. We shouldn't complain about it, but we were complaining it was hot. Tonight we sat, there was a bit of wind, lovely breeze, it was warm, and we had a barbecue. It was absolutely beautiful, Derek. Yes, so?
Yeah, it was about 21 here today. It was up to 28 during the week, and it was humid, muggy, and I don't like it, but some people like it so horrible.
Yeah, well, I don't. That's the problem. I don't, Derek. I don't like it too hot. But we've had a great summer. I said some of the guys earlier on there tonight that what a wonderful summer we've had, and we've been very, very lucky for weather. It's been warm weather. We've had rain when it comes. It fills the garden, seems you haven't hold. And we've had cloudy and warm, and we've hot and warm. We've had it all. It's been good. It's been good. When we look at mainland Spain tonight and Greece, they're burning up big style, and there's a lot of damage has been done with fires and such, but thank God we didn't have that. So this year, so far, and it's getting on. The nights are drawing in here. You're getting the same in Glasgow. The nights are gone. They're fired. The end of we're heading for the just after the mid-August. We always find when it comes to the end of July, the nights are drawing in, and when it comes to this time, they really do draw in, and you think, oh, here we go, we're in for winter or autumn. And you know what? I don't know about you, Derek, but it seems that the winters are long and the summers are shorter. Is that correct?
Yeah, the winters are more mild, windy and wet, I can remember we used to get snowdrifts here 3-4 feet, but no longer, over.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to make a prediction, and I'm only going by on the. I always go by what the shies and the stuff that's on the hedgerows and Mother Nature, and we've had a good summer. You know, the last bad winter, I mean severe winter we got was 2010. We had slight cold winters in 2013, but the biggest, severest winter was 2010, and it's now 15 years later. And we have had all sorts of growth. We've had big harvests. Derek, harvest has been busting up around here where we are in Northern Ireland. We've had a lot of barley, a lot of wheat, great hay, great straw, everything. And sometimes that's Mother Nature trying to tell you that we're in for a bad winter. And you know, this could happen this year. And my own personal opinion is, yes, we are going to have a severe winter. That's only my take, personally, and that's only going by what Mother Nature and I'm seeing around me. And I'm long enough to know Mother Nature has a way of telling you things. 7-3, Derek, great to talk to you from Glasgow. Let's hope we talk again real soon. Put it back to you for a final. Mike, 0 Kilo X-ray Victor, MI Hotel G for your final.
Aye, Bill, 2010 we were snowed in for almost a week. At the moment the hawthorn berries are coming out thick and fast, so you might be right. Okay, so MI0 TLG, this is Mike 0 Kilo X-ray Victor, over.
You okay? You nearly choked there. I'll have what you're having there, Derek. Good night, God bless. Bye-bye.
Absolutely.
Delta, Japan 9, United, November.
Yeah, we'll take a European station there. The Delta Japan 9. Delta Japan 9. Would you like to repeat your call?
Delta, Japan 9, United, November, DJ 9, UN. Any copy, over.
Yeah, we have a good copy. I haven't got your signal report, but I will on the next over. Good evening to you. Lovely to get you in there. The operator name here is William or Bill. And the location is the city of Lisburn. We're in County Antrim in Northern Ireland. So on the next over, I'll give you a signal and audio reporting. It's Elaine. Elaine, lovely to get you in there tonight from Obermellen in Germany. Delta Juliet 9 United November MI 0 PLG. How call it?
Yeah, brilliant. No what it was. Last context, we expect 24 in January. Yes, we had a few QSOs on 40 and 80 many years ago. Name is Alan. You have that from the QSS days, really. Your report is 10 to 15 overnight here in west of Germany, near the Luxembourg-Belgium border. I'm running station 2 fuel after the X5 power stampede, 200 watts into a trap vertical for 40 and 80. With many radios on the ground, so nothing special. You wonder how you copy. The microphone is the T-Bone MD200 dynamic microphone, and nothing else in between. The microphone back to you, I wonder how you copy me. MI0 TLZ DJ9 US.
Yeah, listen, you sound good. Real good, Elaine. And I mean that. What a fantastic radio. And I'm glad that you gave me that report on your radio. It's incredible. It sounds good. If I sound as good as what you do, I'd be very happy. But it is they're a good radio. I have a lot of time for them. I've had this I bought it new, and I have talked to several people, Elaine, that has had them and sold them and bought other radios, and then they were sorry they sold them. And I just won't sell it. I just won't sell it. I will buy another sell my 5000. I think they're a unique radio, and I think they're a very good radio. And audio-wise, they're incredible. You have incredible radio. By the way, your report is 59 plus 20. You peak 59 plus 20, but your audio is Q5. So tonight on this one, I'm running here, and I'm running an empty EX5000 like yourself.
Avem foarte multe de învățat de la dumneavoastră și nu spun asta ca și o remarcă la un eveniment public. De fiecare dată cred cu adevărat, de asemenea cred cu adevărat că există o generație de politicieni care nu promovează femeile doar pe Facebook, ci doar în postări și declarații la evenimente publice și cu ocazia unor aniversări. Și chiar cred că femeile trebuie promovate mai mult, trebuie să fie mai prezente în viața politică, în viața publică, în administrație, în business, prin ceea ce fac în fiecare zi. Și exemple sunt nenumărate.
It's a correction to a Polestar HF auto here. WX here today has been absolutely fantastic. We had warm weather, real hot warm weather at the beginning of the week. And today it's been more bearable. It's been about 21, 22 degrees Celsius. A little wind, which makes it very, very pleasant. So that's the conditions, and congratulations for your 5,000. It's sounding good. I wonder, I run mine at 4K, and I have to put my hand up. I just do. I just love it. It's there. It's in the secret. They talk about. You can open it up, and I have to say I do that. Delta Juliet 9 unit, November MI 0TLG.
Yeah. Okay, William, on the MI 0TLG, DJ 9UN, I know that two button you push, but I'm not at 4K, not TTBF. I'm at 2,900. I don't want to disturb maybe other people. I also made many tests and so on. But by the way, my microphone is only 27 euro microphone, so you know what I mean. I compare to the Hale 781, which is 10 times more expensive, and I couldn't find any big difference between radios, those microphones. And regarding the radio, you're right, I will never sell it. Even I will not be back in time. The second one was even thinking to look for 9,000. I also have a one laptop. Because the external power supply also have a new car, which is years, but not in service for the moment. Even there that it's this way. So I have a 2,500 HF 20 years old. There's one valve in the tube is 84 bacon. Only 20 years old. It's still 2K, 2.2K by driving 60, 70 watts into the amplifier so it can get the 2.2K out. So, but it's not been serviced for the moment. And this type style, I wanted to repair myself. also, but to finish the story, I most of the time I'm on the low band on AD thing, but and then also the amplifier is in operation, but for the moment there's absolutely nothing. Okay, not wanted to make a monologue. I just give you a small weather report. We had also pretty good weather over here. Today is a little bit more fresh, and for the coming days, well, will be even more colder. For tonight, they were saying we will have 8 degrees here in the Ardennes. So let's see what's going on. Today we had 24, 25 during the day. And next week I'm going to holiday, so I'm coming closer to you. So I'm going to the Normandy and to the Bretagne for a week. And I think that the weather will be much better. For the final two, so much and I hear a PLD.
Please, could you answer, because you say you also have a NetTV DX9 partner, is that correct?
No. If I could buy one, I'm looking, if I could buy one, I would buy it over.
Yeah, well, just be careful, and I'll tell you why. Because the 5000 does have it's plug and play, and it has the transformer on it. I think the 9000 does have an external transformer, which also doubles up for maybe a speaker. But I have looked into them, and yes,
very careful in that. Anyhow, it's not easy to find, but I'm not going to pay $5,000 for one, that's for sure. And then I wanted also to say a frequency ST EX101 Delta, which is an SDR radio, with the 5,000. So I just want to give you a small report on that I found out. For me, both computed the reception as computing now, the 101 Delta is 101 watt. So those computers good. I couldn't see any difference also in the receiver. Now the big part. When you do this, because I'm the older generation, I don't like too much that and language, the 5,000 everything to me, maybe because I'm used to it. It's so easy. But on the 101D, you have to go through menus, it is a little bit more complicated. And also on the 5,000 FM thing there, it's in the box. I had it in the beginning, but I don't use it anymore. And on the 101D, also the graphics there, I don't need that anymore.
Yeah, I've heard all those reviews and they're good. But the SDR, there are some SDR is good. Apache Lab sounds good. A few other ones as well. But again, listen, I'm into radio. I like to twitch, I like to clip, I like to load, I love buttons. If I want a computer, I will buy a computer, you know?
Yeah, I'm the same. By the way, my primary call, I'm not German, my primary call is Lima X1 United Norway, LX1 UN is my primary call. I don't know, I had a overlooking in Germany when I was thinking, no, I like the big radios with little buttons on it.
Yeah, I think we're all the same, you know, and I think we need to watch this. We need to get away from this computer business, and I fall out with a lot of guys, and a lot of guys who talk about FT4 and FT and all this stuff. It's nice to have that running in the background in your shed, but when you ever think that it is the only way you can make a contact, I always call it not real radio. And a lot of friends fall out with me over that. It's a contact of sorts, and yes, it's part of radio, I agree, but yeah, I think PWRL photo is proper radio. And that's it. And that other way we're talking about, yeah, it's a form of communication, but I certainly don't think I'll ever have it in my head. If I can't make a contact with the propagation satellite by CW, it's incredible. You're 5,000 of the setup correctly, it sounds good, and you keep microphone, you say that it also sounds good, and you know, I do like you too, I go down and try a lot of times, and I do like my RE 27 November Delta. I also have an M-1, I also have PR40, PR71, I have a lot of microphones. I just love sound. That's me. Don't worry about that. Anyway, lovely to get you in. I've had a great chat this evening. I'm very enjoyed it. And let's hope we talk again soon. And listen, enjoy that 5,000. And you know what, Elaine, can I ask you this? We're getting reports in the UK that there is a possibility that Kenwood are bringing a new HF radio in, and we've heard this for a long, long time. And I have to say, I've always loved Kenwood, loved Trio before that, and they had great audio. They had impeccable audio. Kenwood, when they were going on the day, they had an audio that was, you know, you could have told a Kenwood before any other radio. Nestor, yep, the 101 ZB, they're all good radios. No doubt about that, but yeah, there's a rumour going about at the moment, and it is a rumour, a strong rumour that HF is coming into Kenwood. Kenwood is going to make an HF radio, and they've been out of that loop for quite a while, and they were asked several times in America and in the UK, were they out of amateur, they always denied it, and well, I hope they're right. I hope they are coming back in again. But there is strong rumours going about that they're going to come back into HF, and there is a radio coming out soon. Have you heard anything in your end, or is this pure projector? There's nothing in this. Delta Juliet 9 United November MI 0TLG.
No, Henry, this is a great one. No, to give directly answer the question, no, I didn't get about that. I really did a feeling I also made my own radios. My first radio was in the Vexel, FT101, and then I also had a mobile, the FT7 Baker, and then I changed to Kenwood. I had a TS830S. And then I had my first transistor radio. No, the mobile was the first one to use, but then I had, on the station I had a 930S. I was always very satisfied. And then I think I had a FT1000 use, FT1000 Delta, the 200 watt machine. But this machine, it became it would bring that, so we didn't do anything anymore. The reason was probably I haven't used it for 3 or 4 years because I was living somewhere in the world time. And I didn't take that big radio with me, so it was just staying there, and there was no way anymore to repair it. And now I just want to say something about Kenwood. So I didn't hear the radio or anything, but I mean the biggest radio Kenwood is producing is a TF990 sugar, and a good friend of mine from Luxembourg also, is a little bit older than me, he has 20 years more than me, so he's over the 80s. And he bought all his radios in one company in Germany. The famous, I don't think to say the name anymore. And one day he sees his TF930S on, and he just says, hello, because there's a computer, so this different system like of the glasses, so he didn't do it. So the man didn't know what to do, so I was contacting the company, and the answer was, we don't repair. I said, this is not my way to explain the situation. No, but we don't repair, we just help. I was so shocked, because the system told me who is repairing, so I got the name of the company, and I called there, and there the guy was very friendly. He said, yes, I repair, but it's a ship. He said to me, the word what he said, it's a ship. They buy it somewhere, and when they have a problem, they come to me. Well, fine, end of the story now. He repaired it, he had to take 2 units inside. It was for 1,200 or 300 euro, I can't remember exactly. But the radio function again properly. So, Kenwood, I think, since many years, because I also had a TS2000, I think Kenwood didn't produce for many years, and I was thinking that they will not investigate anymore in radio stuff, but wrong. Also, I had a TL922 many years ago. They had a lot of Kenwood stuff, and it was great, so it was Spotify. I also had an Icon 7700, the 200 watt machine, but it's a good radio. I'm compared with the 5000 MP, but again, let's say to operate the radio, it was not my thing. I will not say that, but it was not my thing. And then a good friend of mine decided, I got all this stuff, and I got an Icon 7610, and I was not happy with it. And also, my friend there, he had 2 Icon amplifiers, and I sold all, and I made donations for cancer people, and the 7610 I wanted to keep for me, but finally then I exchanged it for the STDX 101 Delta. Because with the 7610, I'm sorry, I couldn't manage this. I don't know, because I'm used to it. Hello transmission, sorry William. MI0TLV DJ9UN.
Yeah, you're like all hosts, and then you're coming in, you're plus 20.
Alpha Zulu, let's go to the Echo Record.
Alpha, yeah, Oscar India Echo Lighthouse.
40 y me escucha.
Alpha 3, what's Alpha, Canter? Thank you, Canter. Romeo Alpha 3, what's Alpha, Canter? Radio Mike 4, Hotel Zulu. Radio Mike 4, Hotel Zulu, Canter. Roman Marine, 88 Louis Lane. United 1 Mexico, so portable, Canter. You sure? Number 1? A few times the call, please. One Delta X-ray, Roger. Lima 01 Delta X-ray, Roger. Lima 01 Delta X-ray, what's my number? Negative, Radio United 1 Mexico, still portable, contest. Lima 0, come again, we're 31. Okay, Lima 01 Delta X-ray, what's my number? Delta Mexico. Again? Delta Mexico. Okay, Lima 01 Delta Mexico, okay, you're 59 Victor Oscar 13, Victor Oscar 13, what's my number? Again? Negative, I need the number a few times. Okay, 2-4-24. Thank you very much for your patience. Yes, very weak. Radio United 1 Mexico portable, contest. Radio Santa Maradino, Grosstalo, 5-9, Лукурги 13. Спасибо. Radio United 1 Mexico portable, contest. Radio Liana Maria Brepao, Radio Liana Maria Brepao, всем. Спасибо, 59, звук радио 37. Удачи вам, Роман Антон 3, Ольга Анна, всем. Romeo Alpha 3, Ontario, America. Good, 59%. Good evening. Thank you very much. 5 casi rozando los 5 con una modulación yo diría que perfecta, muy bien recibido por aquí, con la provincia de Murcia, concretamente en la ciudad de Sierra. Thank you, 73. Okay, thank you. Here DX, Japan, I4F, DX and Company. Only DX, please, not Europe. Only DX, not Europe. Thank you, gentlemen. I4F, DX, over. Security X, CQ, Security X, CQ, Security X, Italy 4, Foxtrot, Denmark X-Ray, I4F for DX, Italy 4, Florida, Denmark X-Ray, calling DX on base. Japan, Germany 3, question mark again. Italy 4 FDX, good morning dear friend, my name is Daniel, you're 5-8 overlooking. Roger, now I copy 100%, Germany, Japan, Germany 3, Victor Whiskey, Japan, Italy I4 FDS, 5829 picking, 73 just a moment, in the frequency, this is the main station from you, sotto di tocca, avanti, over you. Japan, Germany 3, Victoria Whiskey, India, now Sun, nice to meet you, this is Italy, November 3, Alpha Charlie Queen, your report is 5 Curtain. Roger, now Sun, many thanks, beautiful report, you are 5-9 plus 5 in this moment. One moment, now Sun, go ahead, Filastro.
Roger, good morning to Japan, Guatemala 3, Victoria, Washington, India, this is Italy, Uniform 2, Sierra Kilo Charlie, Pilastro, North Italy, 5657 in North Italy, Roger, now Sun, over. Sierra Kilo Charlie, Sugar Kilovatto Canada. Now, thank you for the 5 and 9, You are a very gentleman, now, I have a mini QRM QSB this night. Okay, good morning, now San, arigato, sayonara, Japan, Germany 3, Victor Whiskey, India, Italy, Uniform 2, Sierra Kilo Charlie. Sayonara, arigato, now San, over. One moment now, I have another Italian friend in frequency, standing by one moment now, go ahead Nicola, over.
Questi gli altri.
No, io lo sento male, andate voi. E non è della potenza, è inutile. Buonasera a tutti, sono Ennio, posso provare a collegare?
Vai Ennio!
Sì, buonasera a tutti, grazie. Japan Golf 3, Victor Whiskey India, this is Italy Kilo 3, Lima Yankee Papa, Italy Kilo 3, Lima Yankee Papa, my name is Ennio, Echo Nelsie, Italy Oscar, Ennio, your report is 10 dB overnight, that's all. Beautiful signal in Nord-Est Italy, near Vicenza. Thank you very much, Nelson. Just a moment, please. Grazie a tutti, prego. Ciao. Sorry? Good morning now, Japan Golf 3, Victor Whiskey India. This is Italy Uniform 3. 3, Romeo India Echo official. Yes, this is number 3, 1, 2, 3, number 3, now, Romeo is sorry, Sierra, Oscar, Romeo India November, and you are 5 and 9 with me now. Back to you, Japan.
Sounds like you're having a bit of fun there tonight, Michael. The weather's definitely very nice here.
Well, Michael, it's nice to talk to you for the first time as well, so...
I'll just head around here for a sign there, so I'm practically on the way out, but I couldn't resist that signal, so go ahead there, Michael.
Yeah, no problem with you there. Great to hear you there. Great to hear you. Super copy from you as well there. Absolutely 100%. And nice to hear you coming through there. Yeah, it's kind of getting duskish out here now. We're on anchor just off the harbour. And as I said, I'm using Starlink back to the base station there just to activate the base station. I have a backstay antenna as well here. I can work, but I'd be way down on power, on that. I haven't as much power from the bulb transmitter that we have from the home station. 72 Ian, thanks for the contact. Very best wishes, and we catch you soon again. 210, Juliet Alpha Golf. Echo India 0, Charlie Lima signing. Cheers, William. Thank you for hearing me, and best wishes. Enjoy the evening.
Very nice talking to you for the first time. I look forward to the next one. Enjoy yourself there. You seem so well set up for the evening. Have a nice weekend and all the best. Have a good Michael. Cheers, man.
2 a.m. 7-3.
Okay, the Mike 7 Alpha Lima Victor. That call sounds familiar. I think might have worked you before. Echo India 0, Charlie Lima. Yeah, I am off the coast at the moment. I'm running remote from the boat there out of the Baffin Island. But you're very good signal here. Not a problem at all. You're spot on frequency as well. Name is Michael, of course. And you are 5-9. Mike 7 Papa Lima Victor. EI 0, Charlie Lima.
Okay, Michael. Yeah, you know what? It's funny. I've literally just come on. I am the radio set to 5 watts, so I've just turned it up a little bit now. I can only go to 25, but it was on 5. Yeah, it's fantastic to join us back from you guys. Like I say, cruise guys here in the central of the UK. 5-9 over here, Michael. Fantastic signal. Just reading the QR page now. Yeah, all good. Great signal. Thanks for letting me know. Suppose I can do 5 watts. Very good.
On the boat backstay antenna, but I'm transmitting back through my base station in Galway County via Starlink there. So there you go. I didn't get your name, but got everything else. And you're absolutely solid 5-9, 100%. Radio is a 7760, an ACOM linear, 5-element wire beam on 80 meters up at 75 feet. And I'm receiving you on the backstay of the boat's own antenna there, so that's what I'm doing. I can receive you as well directly from the station in Galway, but you're just as strong out here on the backstay. I checked it, as you are at the station on the land there, on the land-based station. So it's amazingly good signal for that sort of power there. I'm running 400 to 500 watts at least there on the remote there.
Yeah, you're on the superb, and the signal is just all the way up there all the time. You're not dropping below 9. Fantastic signal. Yeah, main race Paul, running a Yaesu 950. It's interesting you corrected the guide, so you're on 714975, which is where I...
It's a good pitch because it comes down in, but I think the guys have a hard time
but Wales was always smokeless, Kiso.
Yeah, Kiso. No, Düsseldorf, no. This is Aachen or the area of Cologne, over.
Yeah, okay. No, but I'm talking about Wales. Wales itself, when we got coal from Wales, from the UK, our smokers always come from Wales, from the UK. Okay, so apart from the Essie nuts, Everpure Essie, Savias Jacoba was German, and that come from Dusseldorf. Okay, so?
Ah, yeah, okay, Dusseldorf, yeah. I've been in Everemen, near what other city? Yeah, the old capital city of Wales. Today the capital city of Wales is Cardiff, but many years ago it wasn't Cardiff, and even Welsh people don't know, which I had on the radio. So the old capital city, and this was very close by because we were staying a long time there in the hotel. The capital city is nearby, it's Merthyr Tydfil. And there's a big plant of the NSS, National Smuggler Fuels in Everemen. One of the valleys there, but you know, it's going back to the 80s, 85, 86. I don't know if even today, nowadays, something is still there. I remember after I was involved very much in iron making, and I was in Lanwarn, blast furnaces and pop boats, and I've been once in Lanwarn, which is also in Wales, when they blow up a furnace. I have even the video I made with my little camera, it's not a professional video, but you see how a blast furnace, it was about 80-meter high, and they explode and it falls down. It was just somehow it was sad, but it was something bombastic over.
Yeah, I remember that time. That was under Maggie Thatcher's reign, and that wasn't a good time for the coal industry. And I have to say, still to this day, that resonates right across the UK and Wales and everywhere else. And that was personal, because that was the end of eras and the end of lives and way of lives and everything else. It was incredible. And still to this day, that resonates, Elian, that you wouldn't believe. And certainly in the coal industry, he didn't do us any favours. And we wonder, he was a very good Prime Minister in some ways, but in the coal industry, he ended life, the ways of life and industries that had went for hundreds of years. It's incredible. And still to this day, I have to say, and this is history, I'm not talking personally here, but a lot of people don't talk about her, and she's still hated as a figure to this day. You know?
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. MI0 at Tango Lima, Germany, Delta Japan 9, United Norway, operated by LX1 UN. I know what you mean exactly. Well, it was not a very nice time, you know, when I was there in Wales, because it was, there had been a lot of minor strikes, you know, and I remember we held off tools from the plant because it was a prototype plant and it was producing, but we still had manpower there to make repairs when something failed and so on. And during the night, we had some people coming and stealing the briquettes for heating their house. And police came, and also remember one day I went to Everemen, there was Everemen was it? And I went there to buy some sandwiches. I didn't have more money, you know. I put a 50-pound note there. The woman in the shop was looking at me. He was saying, "I'm sorry, I have to go to the bank to see such a banknote." So I was ashamed. So it was really a bad time. I think it was 86, 87 or something like. Yeah, might be like this. It was really very bad at that time, and well, people were not very lucky. I don't know the situation today in that area, but there were a lot of movements and the miners strikes, and you know what I mean. Yeah, at that time I wasn't a radio amateur, so I made my license early mid-90s. But, yeah. Anyhow, I think I didn't have the time to make radio because I was so busy with the job, and afterwards I was living in many countries. So if you see on my website, I have many call signs. Okay. William, great pleasure, but now we will finish. We're going to look what my best house, my wife is doing, and I think then I will shortly make them a QSY on 2 meter, but 2 meter horizontal. MI0 Tango Lima Golf, DJ9UN, operated by LX1UN.
Yeah, okay, Alan, lovely, a pleasure. Half of Wales and the UK coalfields be listening here tonight, and they're scratching down and listening to some of the names of such ones that you said there tonight, and yet we understand that you set up a batching plant, or a plant, just to try out an experimental, and when you finish it, then you dispose of it. But, Liam, you've mentioned such names there tonight. It's incredible. 86, that was the time in around that was all going on. So I listened to you, and you got quite a few of those mining towns and mines absolutely incredibly correct in your pronunciation. Incredible. So, Elaine, a lot of the guys will be listening out to you the next time, because you know what? Under the 50-year rule or the 40-year rule, which we're now on, you can talk openly about that, and they'll want to try and pick your brains the next time you're on. So they'll all remember your Delta Juliet 9 United November. But Elaine, listen, seriously, it's been a pleasure, and it's been something else. You asked me about coal. We've been in the coal business here from 1926. My grandfather started it, and we worked with Carwoods and a few other places, but the coal come over in the Kelly boats, and it all come from the UK, and all those mines, and Welsh mines, and Northumberland, and all the different areas, deep mine coal, it went, and then, of course, problems started, and well, it just all went downhill since then, and that's it. We have cleaner now, and but it was a way of life, and that's the problem. It was a way of life. You just weren't doing away with an industry. It was a way of life. Good night, God bless, Elaine. It's been a pleasure. DJ9 United November, MI0 PLT. Bye-bye, Elaine. Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, okay, great pleasure. I could continue now, but I would leave that, William, to the next time, because I have a great other, I will not say story because it's truth. What happened with the prototype plant in Aachen, near Cologne, which was the plant which gives the initiation to build the production plant in Wales. And this plant burns. But this is for the next time. 73, great pleasure. Good night. Bye-bye.
73, Elaine, and I'm sure after that nobody wants to talk to me. Good night, God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Calling CQ40. This is Mike Italy 0 Tango Lima Golf. Mike Italy 0 Tango Lima Germany. Calling CQ on 40 listening. Oscar November 7 Kilo Lima. There's a couple of stays there, and I didn't get any is out there, so try again. This is Mike Italy 0 Tango Lima Golf. Oscar November 7 Kilo Lima. Oscar November 7 Kilo Lima. Yeah, we got that one. Absolutely fantastic. Really rattling in here. Oscar November 7 Kilo Lima, I think it is. This is Mike Italy 0 Tango Lima Golf. The operator name here is William or Bill. Location here is the city of Lisburn. We're in County Antrim in Northern Ireland. So on the next over I will give you a signal and audio report. Angus Ludo, lovely to get you in there from Belgium this evening. Oscar November 7 Kilo Lima, Mike Italy 0, Tango Lima Golf. Hi, copy.
Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 7 Kilo Lima returning. Good evening, William or Bill. Like you say, my name is indeed Ludo, and you're quite strong tonight here in Belgium. Your signal upon your 5.9 plus 10 dB. Sometimes you're peaking over that. A little bit USB, but very loud and very pleasant to listen to your audio. We had a contact in 2016, if my log is correct, also on 40 meter band, and we have found they got each other again on this band again. So no, it is almost 10 years ago, 9 years. So there you go. We have another contact. I was listening into your last QSO with DJ9UN. No, was it UN? I believe it was. But before that, before you were talking to Cole, you were talking about microphones, and that was quite interesting because I had switching, and I find this one sounds the best, William. Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 7 Kilo Lima.
Yeah. Okay, now, Ludo. Yeah, well, this one sounds great because I have it set up for the radio. The other one I plugged in, but I would need to set it up. It's each microphone that I have, I need to, you just don't plug and play, so you need to set them up. That particular one I put up was the M/1. If I took it down and switched offline and put it to a dummy load, put TX mono on it, and done about 10 minutes play with it, and then brought it up back up onto the radio, it would sound fantastic. That's the way it is, and that's the way it goes. Anyway, Ludy, you're coming back here 5.9 plus 10, peaking 15 over, sounding real good. And yes, you're right. We spoke on the 2nd of the 7th, 2016, on 7.177. And I think if you check your records, that should be correct. But sounding good here tonight, so that's the main thing. And lovely to get you in there from Belgium. Oscar November 7 Kilo Lima. MI0 TLC, back to you, Ludo, hard copy.
Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 7 Kilo Lima Darling. Oh, copy that, William. Yes, indeed, the log is correct. But I don't have my reading glasses on, so I have to fish my eyes to see what I have done there. But nevertheless, it is correct. So there you go. Yeah, the station is just completely changed here since 2016. I have now a Yaesu FT7110, and the amplifier is still the same. It's Electronics one-tube amplifier, 3-500 Zulu Golf. iMac tube is in there. Antenna is quite the same, but the microphone is a British microphone, a Sontronics, a podcast microphone. It's a dynamic one. It's a 600 ohm impedance, and that matches up pretty nicely on this radio. There's nothing in between there, only audio setup and the radio. So I had to fiddle a lot with it because we have parametric equalizer, and if you understand the parametric equalizer, it's quite easy, but if you have to learn it, you have to start from scratch. Then you have to fiddle a lot with the settings to get it right. And I was recording myself on a web NDR with a white receiver opening, white band receiver, so I could hear everything with my headphones on. So this is what I get from it. But I'm pretty happy with it. My daughter has young ears, and she said, "Dad, it sounds just like you." So if she says it's okay, then I'm gonna let it stand as its way. So what do you think about it, William? Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 7 Kilo Lima.
Yeah, you sound good, Ludo. Don't you worry about that. Everybody beats themselves up over audio. I watch meters, and I do love meters. And I always check out your compression, your ALC, and if you're within your compounds, you will not go wrong. Once you go over that, then you bring in distortion. I don't need to tell you this. You know all this, Ludo. So if you
beauty about all this, do not overdrive. Once you overdrive, you sound not so good. So there we go, but you sound good. Absolutely 100% there tonight into near Belfast. I'm running the FTDX 5000 MP. We've changed the things a lot from the last time we were speaking in 2016. Running a big, large loop antenna. It's 1,265 feet long. It's a quarter of a mile long, Ludo. It's 48 feet in the air. We feed it with a 4-to-1 current balance to coax into a Polestar HF auto tuner. So that's the story. That's what I'm using. I have a lot of other equipment here in the shack tonight, but that's what we're using. The microphone is by Electrovoice. It's an RE27 November Delta. So that's it. And WX here. Well, we've had great weather. We've had a wonderful, wonderful summer. It's a long time from we've had summer, but the haws and the hedges and the stuff that's going on here with the wildlife tells us that, yeah, we think that there's going to be a real severe bad winter. The last bad winter we had was 2010, and we've had bumper harvest where we are, and Mother Nature always tells you, when that happens, you have a real severe winter. So we're buttoning down. We have a few ponies and horses and such what here, and a wee business that we have. And we have the barns full of straw, hay, haylage, and all sorts, and we're ready for the winter. So whatever throws us at it, hopefully we're able to survive it. Oscar November 7, Kilo Lima, Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf.
Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 7, Kilo Lima returning. Well, William, is that true with the winter? I hope we get some too, because I'm not quite fond of hot weather. I'm more the northern guy. I like the 20 degrees. That's okay. But we had 34, 36 degrees. Then I'm counted out like a boxer runner that is counted 10 times and down and lays out. That's what I feel like then with 34 degrees. 20 degrees and I feel good again. I go walking with my dogs. A whole long walk every day, so it's good for my legs. I'm 62 and I'm retired, but I had some real issues with my health. But enough of that. It's all gone now, and I'm working on it. You were working with a loop antenna. Fond of it, the antenna. I work with a loop antenna, delta loop, a vertical polarized delta loop antenna from 40 to 10 meters, and I feed it with a 1.2.5 balance. So yeah, it came with the package. It came with the kit, so I prepared it. And today I was tweaking the double SWR with making it a little bit shorter, so I get the better SWR on the higher band. So, but your loop is doing a fantastic job. Your last album, William, you won 9 plus 20 dB. Very pleasant to listen to. Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 7, Kilo Lima.
Yeah, okay, that, yeah, 100% Ludo. You said that you're now retired. What is your retirement age in Belgium, do you know?
Well, they just bring it up to 67, but I was early started in the airport, so I had the privilege to go early, William.
Yeah, you're very lucky because they brought it up here to 67 also. And the government is now talking about stealing another 3 years of it, do you know?
Well, that's completely mad. If you have to work to 70, well, I think 60 to 70% of the people won't reach that age.
Yeah, it is mad. Yeah, I don't know what's going on at the moment in this world. It is crazy, Ludo. It is crazy. You know, I thought by the time I was 60, I would be thinking about rolling down, and now I'm talking about 2 more years, and then they're talking about another 3 years. And you know, it shows you what sort of blooming mess this world is in. It's mad, absolute mad. We paid into a situation, and we paid a lot of money,
And you know, there's only one way of saying this, Ludo. They're stealing our money. Can you understand that yourself?
I totally agree with you, William. I totally agree with you. Well, we have to pay for the war, you know, and I don't like war. I was in the Air Force. I have seen what weapons can do, and I don't like it. So there you go. I think they better talk for peace. They better talk for peace. That's my opinion. But nevertheless, they don't listen to the people. They're just stealing your life and your money. Your money, William. They're stealing 7 years of your life. Can you imagine what you can do in 7 years with your pension, William?
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. It's mad. It's mad. Yeah, we wonder. We've had a lot of troubles in this country here in Northern Ireland down through the years, and we've had issues, but we have come out of it, and all of a sudden they want to steal our pensions and what we've paid in for all these years. It's mental. Absolutely mental. Okay, Ludo, I'm going to wait you 7-3. Just going to take a couple more calls. Lovely to get you in there from Belgium there tonight. I'll wish you good night. God bless. 7-3. Have a wonderful weekend, and let's hope we talk again real soon. Oscar, November 7 Kilo Lima, MI 0 TLG back for a final.
Mike India 0 Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 7 Kilo Lima returning. All copy that, William. Yeah, fine signal you have. 9 plus 20. Very fast signal. Yeah, it was a nice talk to you again. So hopefully it won't last for another 9 years. Probably not. I'm quite active a little lately, more in the evening hours, and I think you also in the evening hours. I heard you were not that active in week times because you still have your business to run, but nevertheless, we will find together again, William, and we talk some more. Mike India 0, Tango Lima Golf, 73s, and thank you for the nice contact from Oscar November 7 Kilo Lima. Have a nice weekend, William.
73, and you never know, when we're all 90, you could still be talking to you and me. I will still running my business because my government will keep changing the goalposts and I'll still be working, Ludo. Good night, God bless, bye-bye.
Okay, hopefully you can do it. Bye-bye.
Bring back Maggie Thatcher.
Oscar Hotel.
Right, the call sign for Maggie there. Go ahead. Code India.
Bring back Maggie, that's what we want.
Yeah, no, but give us your call sign.
Oscar Hotel 6 Victor Delta Alpha.
No, I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, QRZ calling CQ. This is Mike, Italy 0, Tango Lima Golf calling CQ on 40.
Oscar November 8 Echo India, over.
Oscar Hotel
Yeah,
6 Victor
that's a call sign from the island of Ireland. I know we've talked before, but I'll have to get you up here. The old age is catching up regardless, and even though the government says I can work to near 100, I need my computer, so there we go. Anyway, I do know that voice. I apologise. John, lovely to get you in there this evening. Operator name here is Bill or William. Location City of Lisburn in County Antrim. But I do detect an early stung there. Oscar November 8 Echo India MI 0 TLG.
Yeah, Roger. Very good evening to you, Bill, and thank you very much for picking me up. Mike India 0 Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 8 Echo India. At the moment you're 15 over, but at one stage you went up to 20 over 9. So nice to hear you, and well, I can see you were talking about the cold winter. That'll be good for the business that you're in, Bill, over.
Yeah, it will, John, if it comes, and I'm only running out on Mother Nature, and you know, we've had an incredible summer here, John, it has been good. It's been a mixed bag, you know, if you make hay, if you make straw, yeah, you had sunshine, you had a wee bit of rain to keep things rolling up, and then you had more sun. It's what they call a real good summer. There's a lot of mixed bag of everything, but I'm going by what we have and what I'm watching with Mother Nature. And the last time we had a bad winter was 2010, and it was bad. it was cold. And I do think, I may be wrong, but watching everything that's going on around, my old mince pies there, that we could be in for a colder winter. Put it that way, John. Hear so?
Yeah, Roger on that. Well, no harm, because a good cold winter kills a lot of the vermin. And I remember that winter of 2010, and we went over to Echo India. The kiddies were quite young at the time. They're now all grown up. But we went over, and it was quite cold, and it was amazing to see, snow in Dublin. So that's the situation there. Bill, just to tell you, the radio is a Hermes Light. Power at the moment is probably about 450 watts, and the antenna is a double bazooka, and the apex is about 11 meters above the ground. One leg is flatlined, it goes out to a tree, and the other one drops down to about 4 meters above the ground. So that's the station on this side, Bill, over.
Yep. John, I have to tell you that you're coming in here 5.9 plus 15. Your audio is absolutely 100%. Don't touch nothing cracking. That Hermes Light. I talked about that earlier on, the Hermes Light. That's one of the SDRs that I popped in. They sound good. And I looked into them, but John, I love twiddling knobs and all that stuff. I don't know what way I sound to you tonight, but if I sound as good as you are, that's good to me. You sound 100%, and I mean that truthfully. You're double bazooka. What a good antenna. Absolutely. I've had those in the past. Do they work? Absolutely they work. And absolutely going here tonight. You know what I'm using? I'm running the big loop antenna. I'm running a kilowatt here tonight, and I'm running it from the FTETX 5000. And we were talking about the weather. Yeah, the weather has been fantastic summer. It's been bits and pieces of this, not the other, but it's been good. We're all into ponies and horses and that, John. And the whole family was down there, a good bit of them was down there last weekend in Dublin too, Falls Bridge. And they had a fantastic time down there at the Dublin Horse Show. And mad. They all tried to get it going here last night and watch the Agacan. That's the one on Sunday. They had to leave. The girl that my wife was down with hadn't been well the last couple of years, and she had got chemo and such like. And on the Sunday night, the thing they went and they loved watching, she took not well and had to come home early. So we're trying to look it up last night on the digital and all this stuff, and they watched a bit of it. And but we couldn't get it up on. It was all this stuff now is an RTE. What is it called? It's I can't remember. It's digital stuff. Way beyond me. The younger generation come in last night, and they tried to get it up. They could do it through their phone, but they couldn't do it through the TV. And when they watched, they said that you needed a Samsung TV and all this stuff, and LG. You're just trying to watch a playback of something happened last Sunday, and they make it very difficult, even in these days where everything is supposed to be simple. John, you could go mad. Oscar November 8, Echo India, MI0TLG. Good evening.
Yeah, Roger, well, first of all, I hope that lady improves. I'm sorry to hear about that. And happy memories of Eddie Macken. I wonder if you'll remember Eddie Macken. And I remember my uncle and auntie who lived in Castleknock. They had horses, and they loved the horse show as well. So I think if you want to watch it on the RT player, I'm surprised that you can't hear it and see it on your on the computer. But maybe it's something like geo-blocked. But well, of course, if you had. You want to talk to the young people about it, a VPN, then you could watch it. So that VPN, it just gives the person who's sending out that stream the impression you're in Echo India itself. But I'm surprised it's not going to to Northern Ireland. Anyway, that's about it, Bill. I did hear other stations calling you. So listen, the next time I hear you, maybe it'll be on 80 meters, and we can pick it up. So I wish you a pleasant evening. It was a cool day today. It was up to about 18 degrees. But I see I just got a message in. It's going to get warmer again, but no problem. We deal with what we get. So put it back to you, Bill, for a final. You're sounding great, and just one final thing. If you wanted a radio with meters on this radio, if you want, you could have probably about 30 or 40 meters. But I just keep it simple. I'm just looking at it now. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 meters in situ, but you can turn them on or turn them off, whatever you like. So back she goes to your final, but you're sounding great, and I wish you a pleasant evening in the outskirts of Lisburn. So Mike India 0 Tango Lima Golf, Oscar November 8 Echo India. Bye-bye from Belgium, Bill, over.
Yeah, a wee quick one, John, just before you go. Yeah, RT player, yes, they got that up, but they didn't know how to do it. It was very confusing. They couldn't. They tried everything to get that RT player on our own computer. My wife could get it, but we had a Samsung TV, which they said we would be able to do that. We tried everything and we couldn't bring that in from the computer, unfortunately. Eddie Mackin, John, that's an interesting one. My wife's cousin was working, tried to set up film cruiser. Eddie Mackin, I just wonder if you know, but I remember a few years ago, he retired to Canada, and they tried to do an interview with him, and they tried to get a few pounds together or to go in and get a film crew, and they actually got in and they actually made the film. John, here's the story. My wife's cousin was involved in that. They got in with the film crew. He was somewhere involved in that, and they actually got in and talked to Eddie Mackin, and Eddie Mackin had retired into Canada. I'm not sure if you're aware of that or not. And they'd done an interview with him, but they're trying to raise money to go some way to sell it to the like of RTE or BBC, an in-depth interview with him and down through his life. It never materialized, and but I did see the actual film that they'd made of him, interviewing him and all, when I was in Canada. Are you aware of that, John Kirso?
Negative, no, and good to hear that he's still in the land of the living, over.
Yeah, but listen, the problem is, that could have been maybe 12 years ago, Kirso.
Yeah, Roger, I wasn't aware of that, but I presume he's, well, who knows, is he still with us, over?
I'm not sure, I'll have to be careful, but what I can say was, he had retired, and he was not in Ireland, he was in Canada at that stage, Kirso.
Roger, well, anyway, no matter what, like I'm here in Belgium, and, there's Irish people all over the world, but, no, he was a great hero of mine, over.
He was a good lad. He knew all about horses, Eddie Mackin. Yeah. Look, John, you're showing your age just like me. The younger generation now probably wouldn't know. That's history. You can do nothing about that. And many time when I switch around, you think about, I'm talking about things that happened years ago. The younger generation sit and listen, and I think they know all about it. They don't. They haven't a clue. John, good night, God bless. Have a good one. It's been an absolute pleasure. Oscar November 8 Echo India MI TLG.
Yeah, Roger on that, Bill, but just one final thing. I just had a look on Wikipedia, and I've got good news for you. One, he's still with us. Two, he's 75. And of course, three, he's originally from Granard, where there used to be a great radio operator from Granard. And that was 8 EIH Henry, Echo India 8 Hotel Pat, over.
Yeah, does it say where he's retired? Where's he living?
I don't see that now. It says there's quite a bit about it, but anyway, if you have a look, if you just give in his name, you'll find all about it. I'm just going through it now. But there's lots of the documentary, and they're talking about the documentary. I think one of them was called Eddie Mackin and Boomerang, over.
Boomerang. Listen, you could, Harvey Smith and all the rest of David Broom and Eddie Mackin. Yeah, that was the era, and they always talked about build a wall, get it up higher. There was a big wall, put it up higher, you know?
Yeah, Roger, I remember that anyway, but I was in there a few times. I'm still just going through it, and of course they also, they used to come over to not so far away from me, Bill Arkin, over.
Yeah, well, but I tell you one thing, John. You see down there at Ball's Bridge, my wife, there's years and years, her friends and all that, they go to, it's the Royal Court Hotel, and in Dunleary, I think that's where it is, and they get the wee dart right round to Ball's Bridge each year. They have a wonderful time down there. They spend a whole weekend to there, and they wait till the last horse was over the last fence. You know?
Yeah, Roger. Well, that's the Royal Marine Hotel in Dunleary, and I grew up some of my life about a mile away from there. Over.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I've been down there. Quite a few famous people like Lauren Hardy and Michael Collins and a few other guys used to stay down there. You know?
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I've seen the photos, and one I've just been reading through. Yeah, he moved to Canada in the early 2000s. Over.
Yeah, that's the time I was going over there. Yeah, the last time I was over there was 2007. I think 2008. I've had health problems, John, and I can't travel long haul anymore. I used to go every year. My wife has family, and we have had friends over there, right over on the west coast, and a lot of them would be. Some of them would love to be, and still is, involved in the film industry, and that's how I come about to know that. And I was over there to Vancouver and Vancouver Island, and I was approached, and at one stage they approached me for to put some money up because I was a businessman, but I didn't want to get involved in that because the particular person that was involved in it, he was a dreamer, you know. What do you think?
Yeah, well, there's nothing worse than the Walter Mitty type person in business. Okay, I'll just say one more thing about, I've been over to Vancouver, and I've been over to Vancouver Island, which is lovely, but I wonder, have you ever been up to the top, to Port Hardy, over?
Negative. Port Hardy, yeah, that's where you go into if you're heading for the ice field and such what. No, I haven't been. I always intended to go there, would love to went over to the ice field, going right down there for a few days, but right into where you get all the icebergs and all sorts, but no, my health didn't hold out for that. I had intended, me and my friend had intended to go over there and to do that. What could I say? We were in Stanley Park, and we went over to Vancouver, through the Gulf Islands, into, is it Tuasin Ferry we went over on, and right over into Victoria. We had the Empress Hotel, the Inner Harbour, Dallas Road, Tofino, and right up through Vancouver. It's an incredible place. John, it's heaven on earth, you know?
Yeah, certainly is. And just one final thing. You know, we could talk for the night, but just one final, if I may. So I got the ferry to from Port Hardy, and then got over to back onto the mainland. Went to a place called Kamloops, and from Kamloops, I hitched all the way to Anchorage, over.
Oh, wow. Anchorage, that's down, that's incredible. That's, I think, sorry, maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe I'm totally wrong on this. Anchorage, you're heading right out to where them guys that were, that general direction there, maybe I'm wrong on this. Russian guy and the American president was Anchorage and right down that general direction. Now let me think. There's something else that comes into my head here. Can I remember? Anyway, yes, Butchart Gardens. Did you ever go to Butchart Gardens, John?
Yeah, where's that, over?
That's in Vancouver Island, the famous Butchart Gardens.
Negative, no, I didn't get to there, but you can't do everything, over.
There used to be a ferry went out of Vancouver Island. What did they call it? The cohort. It went from Victoria every morning right over to Seattle. Okay, so?
Yeah, Roger, I don't know if you ever heard the joke. I went to Seattle, but she wasn't there, over.
Yeah. You know what? The friend that I stayed with, John, he had a place on Dallas Road, and we used to sit in his apartment, and the wee planes, the seaplanes, flew in and touched down and took off, and he called it the Summer Symphony. They had a certain tone or music to it, and they had a drone. The wee planes, you know, the wee seaplanes, Kiddo?
Yeah, Roger, yeah, well, of course, they have them in Shannon as well, over.
Yeah, what they do have, probably, yeah. But right down on that Vancouver, see, right on the inner harbour, they would have flew down there and touched off. They were going every minute of the day, Kiddo?
Yeah, I can well believe it, but you've got lots of great, happy memories, over.
Yeah, John, it's incredible, no doubt about that. I always would have loved to went to live there. They're friendly people, and what can I say? It was just lovely. Sometimes I would have said it was maybe false, but they were lovely people. They were lovely, lovely people. Would you hear this? I'll tell you this, John, okay? There was a place called Thrifty's. It was down in Vancouver Island, just like Tesco, Sainsbury's, Thrifty's. And the next thing was the people that I was staying with, we went down to our shopping, and Paul said to me, here's the butcher, looks after me every morning, and he's a real nice guy, and we had beautiful steaks and brought them up, and we ate them and all the rest of it. And I looked up Thrifty's, and I said, if you had a good experience in Thrifty's, feel free to put a wee thing in. So when I went home to Northern Ireland, I looked up Thrifty's, and I said I had a great experience, and I mentioned the guy on the butcher counter. I think it was Alfie or something. I said, Alfie looked after me. I'm from Northern Ireland. My name is William, and I will tell all my friends I had a great experience in Thrifty's, and Alfie was a great butcher, really looked after me, blah, blah, blah. That was fine. About 3 weeks later, my friend, I'm going back a few years, John, my friend Paul rang me one night. He said, did you send a thing called an email? I said, yes. He says there's hell to play over in Thrifty's this morning. And I says, what? He said, I went down this morning, and he says, everybody was saying to me, did you see what Alfie got? And Paul says, no, I don't know. What are you talking about? He says, we got an email from Ireland, and he said, Alfie actually served a guy from Ireland, and he mentioned Alfie said he was a great guy, great flusher, and Thrifties is 100%. And he said there's a thing called a WA badge on the notice board. Alfie got a WA badge, and he says in about 10 years nobody had ever got a WA badge, but Alfie got one. What do you think of that, John? And I was the instigator of that.
Yeah, Roger, yeah, that sounds amazing. I think, is it the name of that place? I'm just looking at it, possibly. Is it called Thrifty Foods, over?
Yeah, Thrifty Foods. I think it's in St. James's Bay, here's up.
Yeah, I can see it. I've just clicked on it now, over.
Yeah, incredible. Now, he won't be there today. That's gone back a long time ago, but that was when that was all coming in, and everybody was going up to Alfie and saying, Alfie, oh gee, you got a WA badge. I keep our ones going back here in Ireland, and I told Jill about that, my wife, and different ones, and whenever they do something special, I keep them going, I say, oh, do you want a WA badge, Curso?
Yeah, Roger, well, hopefully Alfie maybe got an extra few shillings in his pay packet, over.
Yeah, but it was a big thing. This WA badge, I laughed at it. I thought it was funny, John, but, you know, over there in Canada, it was a big thing. Nobody ever got a WA badge, but that was a new thing. That was something else, and that was the way it is. But, yeah, as you say, great memories, John. Here's some.
Yeah, Roger, and here's another thing. I just clicked on the website of Thrifty Foods, and I don't know about Northern Ireland, but from Belgium, access denied, over.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, it was one of the loveliest places that you can get food, and you know what, the fresh food, the day before it was probably in California, all brought into Thrifties, and you know what, not like Northern Ireland, but most of that stuff had a shelf life that you wouldn't believe. You know, it's mad, John, too, but I remember one year I went over, I spent 2 weeks with my cousins, or Gil's cousins, and there was milk in the fridge, and I think it's come in from California, and I looked at the date when I was leaving. I've been there for 2 weeks, and I said, that needs to be threw out. And I said, that's 2 weeks old. Oh, no, we get it. He says, why? I said, well, that's all preservatives. That will keep. But, you know, John, that can't be healthy, you know?
Yeah, well, that's the way the milk here, we only buy long life. So it can, I don't know, I haven't looked at the recent date, but you can get 3 months or maybe 6 months of it. But I won't repeat what you said, but I think the stuff coming from the south, I think that's not so welcome anymore, over.
I'm not picking up what you I don't understand what you're talking about, John. Okay, so?
Yeah, Roger, okay, let's say south of Vancouver, over.
Still not with you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, well, there's been a change in the import-export. How does that get you, over?
Oh, okay, yeah. No, sorry, yes. That's gone back a long time, yeah. That's all mad. And, you know, when you hear that, John, and I'm going back now 15, 20 years ago. 15 years ago, okay? And I remember heading up to Tofino, you know where Tofino, going right up. We went right up the island. And there was a guy who drove us up there. And the first time I was ever in Vancouver, in Canada, in Vancouver, and I drove up, and I remember for miles and miles, I seen forests. And there was big fences, and there was all this machinery, and it was rusted, and it was just sitting. And this went for miles and miles and miles. There was nobody about. Everywhere was shut. I remember saying to Paul, the other guy was there, I said, what is that? Oh, it's a logging. And they said, well, are they shut today? And And they said, oh no, they're not shut. Now I'm going back 20 years ago, John, at least, right? And they said no. America put 25%. What's the call? The hell your mom's putting on there at the moment? 25% basically tax, and it says overnight that industry was just wiped, just like that, miles on miles, just shut. End of story. And what they used to do, they used to drop the logs, and they would have floated them from from Canada into America, and that industry overnight, because of tariffs, that was 25% tariffs was put on overnight, and it just wiped that industry out. That was 25 years ago, ever before Trump was ever a devil. But yeah, John, that has a big impact on everybody and every single business. You know, and I remember back then, I thought to myself, are these guys and all this? No, that won't be open again. All sitting rusting in case of.
Yeah, Roger, well, maybe there's going to be changes. But anyway, that's a subject that we should meet for a, I don't know what your temple is. Is it a cup of coffee? Is it a cup of tea? Or something stronger? But anyway, yeah, you're sounding great. And the good thing is you've got lots of happy memories. And I was lucky. I did lots of things when I was young, over.
Yeah. Well, I would like to know a lot of more things. I done things like fishing and shooting and all that sort of stuff. And you know, John, I have a lot of regrets. I done a lot of pigeon shooting and pheasant shooting, and I have stuff sitting here tonight, and I'm just gonna hand them on. See, when you get older, you can't be bothered with fishing. Same, my eyesight now, obviously can't. I used to do sea fishing and also freshwater fishing and flies and all that sort of stuff. But my eyes, I couldn't see. Used to love all that, and it was good when I was at it. It was brilliant. See, now I wouldn't be interested at all. You know, when you get older, you do change. I don't care what anybody says, you do change. And I would have no interest in anything. Obviously, for taking the life of a bird of any description, I wouldn't. You know what I do now, John? Isn't it incredible? I feed them. The blooming things that I used to maybe take a crack at, I now feed them and encourage them in and love them. My friend John in Canada, I used to go on, and he used to work in social work. And I stayed with him for a week or so when I was in Canada. And he used to have this thing, he said, feed my sheep. I said, Paul, what do you mean? He says, you feed the people. He says, when I die, he says, when I meet them on a boat, what did you do, sir? He says, I fed my sheep. And you know what Paul used to do every morning, John? We used to walk down the main drag into Vancouver Island, right down into the main street. Paul used to disappear for about maybe 20 minutes into the kitchen. This is true. And when we walked down into the main drag, there was guys sitting in the street. They had nothing. Why I knew Paul was genuine, they used to say, hi Paul. And Paul said, he would have said, what sort of a day have you having? And they would have said, Paul, not so good. And Paul used to put his hand in his pocket and he pulled out tin foil and opened it up and give them something to eat. And Paul used to say, feed my sheep. He fed them. He fed anybody in the whole way there. They all knew him. And why I knew he was genuine, because they all knew his name and they knew he fed. And I used to say, Paul, you know, these guys maybe, you know, need, he said, no, if you give them money, they'll go to the hotline and just buy, give them food, they'll have some. They all knew him. Feed my sheep, John, here's up.
Yeah, Roger. Well, he sounded like a very good person. So hopefully, when he, I don't know, has he met his maker yet? But regardless, he'll have a space up above. But MI0TLG ON80I. We'll have to talk in the winter time on 80, Bill. Over.
Yeah, okay, that's John, man. Yes. Paul's fast. He was a gentleman, and he will be up there. He'll be chatting away. He'll be telling them all about the food. And yes, well, yeah, on 80, yeah, I'll be on a few of the places there on a Saturday night. I'll also be on different places. Listen, John, I know you probably need to go there, but listen, it's been a pleasure. I will need to disappear here very soon myself. But I've enjoyed the chat there tonight, and also Vancouver and Canada and all the different places. John, can I tell you, the only place I've never was Toronto. I was always over in the West Coast. Were you ever in Toronto? You know, where all that stuff goes on, you know?
Yes, I was, and Ottawa and Montreal and all those places. But I have one question back to, you know, about Canada. And did you ever make it to Banff, over?
Negative. No. Now you're talking about skiing part of the country there. I have a good friend, Rodney. He used to fly out there every year. He was into skiing. He went to Banff, and he knew all those places like the back of his hand. But no, that's in around that region. And but he used to go to Banff. Never went to Banff. But that's not so far from where I was there. And really, but that's skiing territory. Were you over there, John, yourself, yes, sir?
Negative. No, I didn't want to get into the skiing because I had you know, even though I was quite young, I think I was, I don't know, 20 or 21 at the time. But I knew, and this was a 2-year traveling around the world experience. I knew that if I, for example, broke my leg because of the skiing, that would kind of, as we would say and you would say, that would banjax the trip, over.
It sure would, John. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Yeah. You know, it's amazing, John. I think maybe their population's now up to 40 million. Whenever I was over there, I think it was about 32 million. But it's the second biggest country in the world, and yet all the very little of a population, you know.
Yeah, Roger. Well, most of them are on the East Coast or the West Coast. But I think well, I have a nephew who lives on the West Coast. I think the West Coast for the weather is possibly better. It can get, well, you know, this gets quite cold, especially on the East Coast. And then, of course, in the summer it becomes very humid. But it is a very nice place and very happy memories. Well, just one final Bill. Do you ever transmit on the Sligo repeater, over?
I don't know if I ever did or not, because this thing up here very, very. I think I have in the past. To be truthful. Tell you what, John. A few years ago we used to have a great thing going here, and I can't remember. There was a guy called Tony, worked the IRTS. I ended up with my when I done my exam, I went to Comrec offices down in Dublin, and I ended up my Irish call sign is Echo India 4 Hotel Papa Bravo, and then I got the MI0TLG here then, so that's just the way that is. I'm telling you. So I went and done it down in the Comrec offices. They still do it down there, and I think they do a few other places as well, right across Ireland. Look, what was the original question you asked me? What was the question you asked me there again? Sorry, John.
Yeah, well, about the Sligo repeater. Had you ever made any contacts, or are you ever on the Southern Irish repeater group, over?
Yeah, look, I can access a lot of them down here where I am. I'm about, 230 feet above sea level, and the antenna up quite a bit. It's a dock repeater, and there's it's what we can open it just like that, and quite a few other ones. What else can we say? I'll tell you what I do have here, John. Right, on a Sunday night, I can swing. I have a big beam here. It's 33-foot boom. It's vertical, horizontal. I go.